They're nowhere close to being done. That's the news we got this morning surrounding Rockstar Games, GTA 6, and CyberLeeks, the now infamous hacker who has been dropping Riddler-level taunts and jabs at Take-Two and Rockstar on a daily basis. Leak number 7 dropped earlier this morning, which you know I can't show you, as Rockstar is known to be as litigious as Nintendo, so essentially they'll just try to nuke my entire channel. But apparently, in this latest leak, we've got even more footage of Jason driving around where he stops off and refuels at a gas station. Jason also robs the gas station, triggering an intense police chase, showing off even more gunplay for a bit over 2 minutes, ultimately ending with Jason arriving at a strip club where this clip just kind of fades out and ends. For Rockstar, this has to be driving them mad, as we've got new reporting that not only is it causing internal strife within the studio also has no idea who this CyberLeek individual or group is or how to get to them. But that hasn't slowed down Take-Two, Rockstar's parent company, from taking this to federal court, now issuing subpoenas to major players like Microsoft and Discord as they cast out their net and attempt to wrangle in this leaker or organization. We've also seen a second group now coming forward claiming that they also have access to an April 2026 build of GTA 6 connected to an Xbox development kit. So overall, this thing's gone from bad to worse. And if it wasn't bad enough, alongside today's latest leak, CyberLeek has also dropped a warning to Rockstar, letting them know that they've essentially got a dead man's switch set up with copies of GTA 6 set to release all over the world, and if the timer is not reset daily, Rockstar can expect the worst to happen. Coming to us from Jason Schreier of Bloomberg, Rockstar rattled as Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks again. After a leak in 2022, Rockstar took drastic measures to try to prevent another hack. It didn't work. It seems that frustrations within Rockstar are now turning to anger, as Rockstar hasn't yet identified the leak or figured out how the latest breach even happened, according to a person familiar with its strategy who spoke under conditions of anonymity. Now, for Rockstar, this isn't their first rodeo, right? As GTA 6 also leaked back in 2022, which prompted the company to mandate workers to return to the office 5 days a week and putting an end to remote work, while also preventing the GTA 6 team from using their tools or gaining access to builds while not at their desks. And despite all of that and all those moves, the studio is now embroiled once again in a far more extensive and damaging leak this time, which has obviously become a point of frustration. The question being, what did removing remote work and mandating build access at office terminals accomplish? And in this case, pretty much nothing. We've also learned now through multiple sources that for Rockstar and GTA 6, despite the leaks, which have now hit 7 in total as of the recording of this video, they are not pulling back on their 6 hours of exclusivity window Netflix premiere next week on August 27th. But any thoughts or hopes, if you're a Rockstar, that CyberLeeks has been caught or had run out of footage seem to have evaporated the moment they pulled out an assault rifle while in-game and shot the letters LEEK into a wall. It also now appears that a second group has access to GTA 6 aside from CyberLeeks, and this one is still a bit murky in terms of how legit it is, but according to this post by Notebook Check, the ongoing GTA 6 leak snafu may have just gotten progressively murkier. A second group, apparently unrelated to the original leaker CyberLeek, is now claiming to have obtained internal Rockstar Games material. It has reportedly shown several pieces of material as proof, including an unpublished GTA 6 screenshot said to originate from an internal build dated April 2026. Other footage circulating online appears to show development files and shaders being extracted. At the same time, one post claims the group also has access to an Xbox development kit containing a game build. So this second group allegedly now has access to an Xbox graphics capture file rather than a full playable build of the game. But still, with the data they have posted, we've learned the highest points on the Leonida map, how deep the water is, and a bunch of other telemetry and mini-map textures as well. I admit it's not the most damning leak in terms of what they're putting out there, especially when compared to what CyberLeek is doing. But for an ultra litigious company like Take-Two, not having control of the situation and seeing their $1 to $2 billion project slowly leak for the world to see, yeah, it may not be wholly bad, as the game footage apparently does look solid, but still, you know that Take-Two wants control of the situation, and at the present, they have the very opposite. Which is why we saw Take-Two fire off a shotgun spray of subpoenas yesterday in New York Federal District Court as they attempted to find any clues as to who and where these groups are gaining access to GTA 6. Now, Kotaku was the first to bring the story to press with this headline: Take-Two asks court to subpoena trove of records from Microsoft and Discord as it hunts for GTA 6 leaker. The hunt is on to find out who's behind an unprecedented spree of GTA 6 leaks. Now, what's interesting here, as if the whole hacker leaker GTA 6 situation wasn't fascinating enough, are what Take-Two are after and also who they are naming. In terms of what they want, the company has petitioned both Microsoft and Discord for the release of any records related to various online accounts involved in posting and sharing leaks of the game ahead of its November launch. That includes user data, as well as data about any associated OneDrive or linked Xbox accounts. They also go on to say that the copyrighted material includes, but is not limited to, audiovisual content, artwork, images, dialogue, or other creative elements. Essentially, anything related to GTA 6 that is not yet public. We want all that data. We want to know who was saying what was shared, who did the sharing, that sort of thing. And we also want it all protected, and we want it now. Overall, pretty standard legal jargon there, but where this gets interesting is when the legal filings start naming names, as in servers and identities of people they want the information from. Quote, the one petition, which references a GitHub repository where infringing content was posted, gives Microsoft until September 4th to produce all internal Microsoft business records and investigative records associated with Microsoft's internal investigation of the CyberLeek persona sufficient to identify the users, persons, and/or entity or entities associated with that persona. But listen to this next part as they begin naming names. Discord has the same deadline to provide a trove of records related to all user accounts that were members communicating with the Discord servers that involve, and then they name these all out: CyberLeek, Cinematic Rockstar, and Surfer24K. They also say it replacement handles of CyberLeek_West or SirWest, as well as Odyssey.gg, or Odyssey's public brand guild, which is discord.gg Odyssey, and DarkViperAU editors server. And they list out the address for that. That last one, though, is for the popular GTA 5 Twitch and YouTube streamer Matt Judge. However, the last mention there of Matt Judge, aka DarkViperAU, did draw a direct response from Judge over on Twitter, saying, quote, Take-Two has filed multiple subpoenas seeking info to catch the GTA 6 leaker. They're asking for my Discord info. I'm mentioned by name. He goes on to say, I don't know anything. That isn't my editor's Discord. There aren't even any clips of the leaks in either of my Discords. I am confused. I did say he can't drive multiple times, so maybe I caused him to write CyberLeek can't drive on the most recent clips. Maybe he visited my Discord. I don't know. Rockstar hasn't emailed me. I suspect if they thought I knew something personally, they would do so. Everyone is talking about the leaks. I am not special, hopefully. Now, we still don't have all the pieces to the story, and this may just be a case of Take-Two kind of casting a net and looking for anything they can get a hold of, and who knows why Judge's Discord was tossed in there. But since this Kotaku article posted, Judge has posted a video to his YouTube channel, which I'll include down in the video description and pinned comments. But Judge goes on to say that he has nothing to do with these leaks, and that the leak shown, again, isn't even the link to his editor's Discord. So the insanity behind these series of leaks continues on, now with popular GTA 5 streamers getting caught up in whatever Rockstar is going after. However, there's now even more chaos to be found in what CyberLeek just did with the leak and the statement that was posted alongside it. Now, we've already discussed what this leak, call it leak number 7, had in terms of gameplay, but what we didn't touch on is the watermark messaging that CyberLeek posted in their latest footage. As Paul Tassi of Forbes outlines it, quote, "The end of the clip shows Jason walking through the doors of a strip club, ending the video before anything inside is really seen. And if you were paying attention, you would have seen a 3 million market cap equals strip club watermark on all the just released footage." This references what CyberLeek has been hawking this entire time, a meme coin meant to enrich the leaker over the course of this saga. They have also run paid polls on their site about what should be released next. They are not exactly painting a picture of themselves as a freedom fighter striking against the erasure of physical discs at this point. Tassi also went on to say, quote, "As for the idea of pumping up this crypto coin to a 3 million market cap, as it stands, the coin seems to be at 1.5 million, so it would need to be doubled. In 24 hours, the trading volume has been 1.4 million, meaning as scammy as this all seems, the audience is clearly interacting with it as these leaks rack up millions upon millions of views, multiplying even after takedown attempts. The risk of a potential rug pull here is blindingly obvious." If you agree or maybe disagree with CyberLeek's actions and or motivations, I think it goes without saying that there's a lot of misinformation flying around out there right now, with supposedly links circulating around on social media that claim to be sites where you can download GTA 6 and so on. And whatever you do, steer clear of this stuff because, you know, when it smells like shit, that's because it is shit. And giving these groups your private info is just asking for trouble. Now, in terms of CyberLeek's meme coin, that's another red flag, at least for me. And I would offer up the same advice here. Crypto is especially risky, many times with little to no regulation. And once this situation hits its ending, whether that's with CyberLeek in jail or the nuclear option going live, the first thing to crash will be that meme coin. So yeah, just be careful with your hard-earned money. Of course, throughout this entire CyberLeek saga, what's been especially curious here are those Riddler-esque posts and taunts being made and directed by this individual or group towards Rockstar, Take-Two, and the broader games market. You see, initially, they released 3 commandments in a manifesto, essentially lines that must not be crossed and or need to be pulled back, such as no digital pre-orders, no fake single-player DLC that was actually already developed content that was paywalled off, and they wanted mandatory offline fallback states for single-player games, further issuing a warning, quote, "CyberLeek will not stop until they issue a public statement and apology with a concrete commitment to do better. Words are not enough. Restitution is mandatory." PC Gamer put it this way: Grand Theft Auto 6 leaker says they won't stop until Rockstar and Take-Two apologize for anti-consumerism and make a concrete commitment to do better, saying things like, publishers sell licenses and call them purchases. They ship unfinished games and call them living services. They lock content on discs and call it DLC. They kill games and keep the money. Every year, anti-consumerism tightens its grip, and every year gamers get less for what they pay. And for many, that makes this CyberLeek individual or group kind of the militant wing of the Stop Killing Games movement, prompting a response from the official Twitter account of the Stop Killing Games group, denouncing the tactics CyberLeek was using, saying, quote, "Using illegal means to make a point is unacceptable to us and does nothing to protect our rights to keep using what we paid for." All this aside, and yeah, there's a lot to unpack, the latest statement made by CyberLeek, allegedly, was posted to Twitter by Rhino the Bouncer, and if this is true, this should be sending shockwaves through Rockstar and Take-Two as they actively attempt to hunt down the group behind this leak. Just listen to this. "This is no threat. It is a schedule. CyberLeek has the build, it has had it for some time, and it no longer lives in one place. Copies sit on drives and servers spread across the globe in places Take-Two cannot reach. There is nothing left to seize, there is no server to raid, there are only copies, and none of them take orders anyway. The schedule is simple. Every day, CyberLeek must choose to cancel its release. Every day, that choice is made again by hand on purpose. the game stays buried because CyberLeek keeps burying it, not because Rockstar secured anything. Now the part Rockstar should read twice. The choice lives wherever CyberLeek is and nowhere else. But hunting CyberLeek would accomplish nothing. The copies no longer need it. They do not need to be found, moved, or sent. Silencing CyberLeek would accomplish less than nothing. If anything happens to it, if it ever misses a morning, the cancellations end on their own. Nobody has to press anything. The release simply stops being canceled, and within days, GTA 6 will be running on the personal computers of millions of gamers around the globe. Complete, permanent, no refund, no patch, no alternative. So leave it alone. Every day CyberLeek is left alone is another day the game stays buried. Rockstar's best move is to tread lightly. Treat gamers like customers instead of wallets. Honor what has already been paid for. Behave like a company that deserves to ship the most anticipated game ever made. This schedule has no end date. It resets every morning forever. They finish with tread lightly. Now, the responses to this post have been kind of mixed, with some calling it AI generated. Others just want this person caught no matter what, while even others are like, F yeah, let the whole thing burn. But if this is indeed true and CyberLeek has a build of GTA 6 with copies sitting on multiple drives and servers worldwide, essentially living on a dead man's switch, where if CyberLeek does not reset the timer on a daily basis, the copies of GTA 6 will release worldwide for free download, this has potentially become a nightmare scenario for Rockstar. If this individual or group does have this system in place and were to be caught and detained, that timer would hit zeros and GTA 6 would be out there for anyone to download the game for free, potentially costing Rockstar millions, possibly into the billions in lost revenue. There's also potential for an individual to, say, download the game and pirate it over to others, cutting Rockstar out of any of the profits, and you can kind of see where this would be the worst possible outcome for Take-Two. Again, if this is true, which I guess could only be confirmed if this individual is indeed caught, and then I guess we wait and see. But as always, that's just my take on everything surrounding GTA 6 at the moment. And this one seems to be developing at incredible speeds with what feels like hourly updates and breaking news events. Now, as this story continues to unfold, expect follow-up reports here on the channel. And by the way, here's where I turn to you for your thoughts and feedback. Definitely drop me a comment about the leaks, what CyberLeek is seemingly able to do, and the rest of this GTA 6 saga and situation. And, let's get a healthy discussion going. If you happen to like the video, please consider hitting subscribe and ringing the notifications bell. And before I call it on this one, I'd like to say thank you to all of these incredible and hardcore channel supporters. Until the next one, this is Lieutenant Buzz Lightyear, signing off.